Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And Shalom to those who elect. This is just a video basically explaining the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And I didn't originally plan to do this video, but an Akia, which means my brother, or a brother, asked me to do a video on it. And, so here I am. But basically, I'm going to get right into it, man. And I have a few quotes pulled up on Google by some people. This is by Jimi Hendrix, which was a Jake. All right, an Israelite. And, but basically, wisdom. I got two quotes that I wanted to show, and then I'm going to get into some scriptures and give a few examples, So, Lord's will, this is edifying. But basically, man, wisdom is the application of knowledge. All right, putting knowledge to good use. And knowledge is just things, it's facts, it's knowledge. What's another synonym for it? It's being smart in certain areas, which really science, that's all science means. It means knowledge of something attained by studying. But where wisdom comes in is where you know how to apply the knowledge that you have. And wisdom is actually true wisdom when you actually can, because you got a lot of people out here, a lot of old, you might have some old timers, maybe a grandfather, if you got a great grandfather, any person that's old out here generally is considered wise. But once you come into the truth, you know that your age in this world really doesn't mean much. I mean, they might know a few things, don't get me wrong. They might have a few gems they can drop you, like every now and then I'll be talking to my father and he may tell me some wise words, but ultimately, since the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah is not dealing with a lot of these people, they aren't wise. They may know a few things, but that doesn't make them wise, because typically we're supposed to be able to go to the elders of our people in order to get wisdom, but I'm talking about outside of GMS right now. But right now, a lot of the elders of our people, they may know knowledge, they may know that so-called white man's a devil, they may know certain things, but at the end of the day, they'll still be trying to live life up in this hell that we're in, A quick scripture on that is Job 32:8. It says, "But there is a spirit in man," or no, Salakia. Verse 9, "Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged, so the old understand judgment." All right, and judgment goes into wisdom. Let me see what it says right there for judgment. It says, Mashapat. It says judgment, justice, act of deciding a case, proper fitting, but the point is that just because you're old in this world doesn't mean that you've acquired wisdom. That's why the Lord has set up our apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down, and we're supposed to look to those men, as examples of how to be, because they've when you first come in, you may have a lot of knowledge, but what does the scripture say? Let me see if I got it off the top. Because when you first come in, you may know a lot of things. You may, you may have studied a lot of history in the world, some false history, some true, and you may think you're coming in knowing some things, but all that knowledge, that's why you got to have a proper balance between knowledge and wisdom, because all that knowledge may give you pride, but then you don't know how to apply it So you have a lack of wisdom, you know? And that's why we look to our apostles and elders as examples, because they have gotten the knowledge, they've done diligence in studying, and then through the experience over the years, they've acquired wisdom. All right. 1 Corinthians 8:1, it says, "Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth." Sorry about that. So knowledge puffeth up will basically means that if you have a false balance, which the scriptures say, I believe it's Proverbs 11:1, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. If you have a false balance, all right, and your knowledge overweighs your wisdom, so to say, then it could cause you to get prideful, and that's why you have a lot of people that fall out. This truth. They may once been a part of Great Millstone, but then they think that they've acquired so much knowledge that they equal or adequate. I think that's the word. So I if I'm wrong, but they'll put that knowledge and they'll transfer it, Salakia, and they'll try to esteem it as wisdom, but it's not. So a lot of people, they'll get this knowledge, and then since they won't have a balance between the two, then it'll cause them to fall out, man, to get too much pride, thinking that they know everything, when they haven't gained the experience, that certain men over them have, which is equal to wisdom, Verse 2 says, "If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love the Most High, the same is known of him." All right. Now, let me get another example, because the Lord is dealing with you, and He'll eventually, because the scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom, right? Isaiah 33:6, and it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right, and wisdom and knowledge, So the Lord, in those end times, especially in those end times, we're going to have a correct balance of wisdom and knowledge. And that will allow us to make the proper decisions, proper judgment. All right. And it will keep us stable in those times, So that's what we got to work and build up to now, especially if you're young in this, I myself only came into truth like a year ago, So, you just got to always pray and make sure that you observe the two, observe wisdom and knowledge, and try to balance them out as you grow, because in the end, the Lord's going to give us all a perfect balance of wisdom and knowledge, because that's the only way we're going to be able to be stable in those times. The scriptures just said it. The Lord is truly dealing with you. All right. Just like the Lord is going to give us wisdom and knowledge, right? He's giving it us right now. All right. But this scripture right here, no doubt the Lord is giving to us right now. Wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our times right now as I'm speaking. But especially in those end times, when all hell's breaking loose, then we're really going to have to have the knowledge, and apply the knowledge, the application of knowledge, which is wisdom. We're really going to be put to the test then. All right. I got a little notepad with the scriptures that I want to go into. Because the Lord's dealing with you, He's going to give you He's going to give you both, and he's going to give you a balance with it. It's Daniel 1:17. It says, as for these 4 children, all right, the 4 that were taken into Babylon, Daniel's one of the 4. It says, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. So the Most High gave Daniel and the rest of the 3 knowledge and wisdom. All right, you'll see that there is not either or. You gotta have both. You gotta have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But if either one, will fall off, then that's a false balance. Verse 18, it says, now at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of Eunuchus brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. Let me see if there's a little bit more. It says, in the king, verse 19, and the king communed with them, and among them all, it's like it dropped my phone. And the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood I before the king. And in all manners of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And that's because they had a proper balance of both, of both wisdom, both knowledge and wisdom. That's why, and I kind of brushed off. I meant to go into these quotes, but Spirit had it another way. But and that's why the reason I got these quotes is because they're good at the good things to think about. They're worded rightly, in bringing out the point. Because these people necessarily weren't in truth. They didn't know Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. But they still put together accurate quotes concerning the two, because like I said in the beginning, a lot of people may think they have wisdom when they don't, but they'll have a tiny bit, like I said, you can get a few gems out of them. But it says knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens, because what the scriptures say, even a fool is considered wise when he holdeth his tongue. Because once you grow more in wisdom, you'll learn to think before you speak. Knowledge will have it so you just blurt out anything, just because you may know right away. But that might not have been the wiser thing to do. But wisdom will have it to where you'll hold your tongue, and you'll think of what speaking, you'll think of what your actions, you'll think before you do things, basically. All right. Another one is this quote I like. It says, knowledge is knowing what to say, and wisdom is knowing when to say it. All right. So wisdom is the application of knowledge. It's understanding. It's having proper judgment. Because like I said, true wisdom is when you come into this truth. But you can there's a lot of aspects in life, that you'll go through, and the results will show whether you have wisdom or not. Like, for instance, I used to play video games a lot, and in the video game, there were certain people who had the knowledge of the games. They knew all the mechanics, of how everything worked. They knew all the secrets and everything, and this is just me. And I used to play video games a lot, and I was pretty good at it. I was really good. And you have certain people who they would know a lot about the game, whatever game you may have been playing. But then when it comes down to actual gameplay and certain decisions that were needed to be made, they would choose the wrong decision and they would lose. But a lot of times to choose the right decision, I'd win. Because you can have someone with less skill, but he can be better. If he knows what to do and when to do it. So I had through my years of playing video games, and strictly speaking, in the gaming world, I was wise, you could say, in the gaming world. I had wisdom concerning that, and only that. But that's just an example. That just because you might have knowledge doesn't mean that you have wisdom with it as well. All right. But let me see. I think that's it. These were the scriptures that I plan to go into. I might, because certain brothers just may, the spirit may be on you to just go off the top with the video, or you may, or you may think, or it'll be so that you'll sit down and you'll get a few precepts, and then you'll do the video. These are one of these times, and I might just start leaving the precepts to the video, like at the end right here. I don't know, in case brothers want to see it, because I know myself, a lot of times I'm watching videos, I like to just have a list of the precepts that they bring out. So, in case the brothers are wondering, just me personally, that sometimes I go and I like recap everything in the video and write the precepts down. But man, that was pretty much it. Actually, there was two I didn't get. I'm just gonna get one of them. It's like I don't know why it's doing this. Phone. Proverbs 17:28, it says, oh yeah, well that's what I quoted earlier. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. And what did that quote say? It says, knowledge is knowing what to say, but wisdom is knowing when to say it. Because you can have someone who may know knowledge of something and he may blurt out, as soon as he's given a chance to, he may blurt something out. But that wouldn't have been the wise decision to make. So wisdom, to recap, wisdom is basically the application of knowledge, how to apply it through your experience, that you how to apply it through all the experience that you have been through, and you got to have a proper balance of both of them. All right. But so with that, Lord's will, you were edified. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to those for elect.